the block the second week.
Honey,
I went
you.
after. Hey,
And
Eric made it
enemy,
very explicit that he was going after me, and I went after him.
You guys, listen. Here's an outside point of view, because I know you guys have debated this back and forth. Okay. Unfortunately, yes, there is. You said the making the one group stronger. If Diane stays, might be the stronger player.
I've heard this.
But she makes Chilltown stronger. So right now there's an opportunity to eliminate not a head, not a tail, but one of the legs of a monster in this house. And that is why, personally, I would rather Diane stay in this house because I like Diane as a person. I get along with her a lot better than I do with Nicomas. But I see that as one of the legs of another monster in this house, which contains 4, possibly 5 members. And I think that is an entity which at this point in time has to be dealt a blow
you know,
to.
they talked about the Mr. and Mrs. Smiths and everything, and James said...
The reason I've been upstairs this whole time arguing with them is because my vote had been with Diane until she admitted to me that Mr. and Mrs. Smith exist.
If it didn't exist, why didn't Jace call? Jace went and yelled at Nicomas this afternoon and said, "What are you doing?" Da 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 da. Okay, if that was, if they really didn't have anything going on, why didn't he go to Diane too? If if it's going around that Diane is supposedly going after them too.
Okay, so 2 seconds ago you told me that my decision to whatever is fine and that there would be no ramifications. Now you come downstairs and you got strong-armed me.
No, I'm not.
You're sending the exact same message that Chilltown is sending.
No,
so now I'm caught between a rock and a hard place. And you know what? I'd rather not be. You told me first that Nicomas was the target.
She was the target.
Based upon that information, I told Diane what I was going to do. Now, it makes me a liar to turn around and tell Diane something different. And I'm not going to lie. She has not lied to me. Proven me. Do I care about Mr. and Mrs. Smith? Do I think that Mr. and Mrs. Smith is going to come after me? No, I don't. Do I even think that Mr. and Mrs. Smith is valid? I don't think it's valid. You're asking me to believe that she...
Marcel, if you get in my face, it's going to get ugly.
Listen to me, James. You are asking me to believe that this is not physical. I'm trying to explain to you.
Okay?
I'm not touching you like crazy.
Sit down.
I'm tired of talking about this. You're asking me to believe that Diane is different from what I believe about Nicomas. And you're asking me to believe that based upon Diane's past play, that Diane is going to be whatever. How am I supposed to take that same leap of faith with you based upon your past play? But you're asking me to take that leap of faith. Diane told me to my face that she is not going to put you guys in harm's way.
One thing. Okay, because I feel like I'm stuck in a rock and a hard place, I'm just being a little bit more firm in my stance. I am not trying to put you... I'm not trying to strong arm you in any way. I'm
not worried about Diane putting me up at all. I like Diane as a person, and I'm just seeing... This is why this decision is so hard for me. And this is why I've been arguing with the 4 this entire week. Because I want Diane to stay. But because of the fact that she is a leg of what I see, she might be the one, you know, like, person who we would all like to keep in that alliance. Because you named all the other 3 people as people you would like to go. But I see her as being someone who... If the luck of the draw falls and she's HOH, those people will strong-arm in her into putting up someone other than...
And you know why they could strong-arm her into putting you guys up? Because you closed the lines of communication to her.
Well... What's done is done, I guess.
I just don't see it.
You don't see... What don't you see? Just like...
I just don't see that I just don't see that if... we have the chance to get rid of Nicomas, and she's one of the strongest players in the game, and if she could win at the end, that we don't take it.
Well, no one right now can think of the end because it's week 2. But I understand Nicomas is one of the smartest players in here, but she's herself.
When you said it yourself, you're like, you know, we're in a very precarious situation. We're supposed to be like cool and making things work and like looking out for each other, which I've tried to do this week.
Okay, so if you were so concerned about looking out for each other, these 2 people would not be on the block. If you were so concerned about looking out for each other, if you were so concerned about Mr. and Mrs. Smith, then you had the chance to have Erica use the veto,
No, because we wouldn't have the votes. Someone else would have went up. I had to put it to the test. I didn't know if it existed. I didn't know.
We've been talking about this for...
Okay, so let me talk to Marcel. Can I have a few seconds? Because him and I think, reached something on the same level.
I had to test the waters, man. I couldn't just base it on... Okay?